Hey guys, what's up? Welcome to 2021. I know it's been 2021 for a couple of days now, but this is my first video for the year. What I want to cover is how to triple your business this year. Now, I know that's a bit of maybe a kind of crazy sounding title. You might think it's not possible. I want to show you that it is possible. It comes down to some simple maths. I'm going to cover that later in this video, give you an actual formula, show you what to focus on this year, show you the key metrics if you want to make that sort of progress, and how it is very possible. What I want to cover first is just kind of the context for this. So it's the beginning of the year. We're all setting goals. I'm sure that you've set some of your own. I definitely have. And I just want to get into how to make those possible. A lot of people at the start of a year, they set these big goals. A couple of days go by or a couple of weeks go by and they usually fall off track. I've definitely done it myself. Very easy to do that. And if you don't have a system in place and you don't have standards in place, which is what I want to cover before we get into this formula, it's very, very easy to fall off track. No matter how big the goal is and how much you focus on it, you need other things to get you to a goal. It's great to have a big goal and you have to have those goals to move forwards, to progress, but it can't just be your goals. You need systems, you need standards. So let's look at what those are. What's a goal? What's a system? What's a standard? So I'm sure you're familiar with goals. That's when you set something big. Maybe for this year, you want to get to $10,000 a month or $100,000 for the year or $1 million for the year, whatever it is. That's your big goal. That's where you're aiming for. Now, with this in mind, what I usually do after I set a goal in any sort of area, business or fitness or life or whatever it is, the next thing that you want to focus on is your systems. So it's great to have a goal, but when it comes to taking action every week, every day, every month, what are you actually going to do to get you to that goal? So that is your system. So after you set a goal, focus on your system. What are you going to do? What consistent action can you take? What are you going to do, every week? What are you going to do in the morning? What are you going to do in the afternoon? How long are you going to do it for? What metrics are you going to keep in mind? So let's say, for example, back to our original goals, you're trying to get to $10,000 a month. What systems are you going to use there? How many people are you going to contact each week? How many sales calls are you going to aim for? What time of the week or what time of the day are you going to make those sales calls? What's your system for selling? All those different things. So I'll get into that a little bit later and in future videos this year. Having a good system is a crucial part to hitting any goal. But the third thing I want to cover is your standards. Your standards are your personal side of things. You can have a great goal and a great system, but if you stay in bed till 3 o'clock every day, you're watching Netflix an hour later, you're eating Doritos all day, whatever it is, you're not going to hit those goals. It doesn't matter how good the systems are, how good the goals are. If you don't show up and do the work and have these high standards for yourself, it's never going to happen. And you'll hear, maybe you've heard this before already, a lot of very successful people say it's not about the big goals, it's about the high standards. That really, it comes down to the progress that you're going to make and what you achieve in life or in any particular year. It's not about the goals, it's about your standards. If you don't have high standards for yourself, if you don't keep yourself to those high standards, then it doesn't matter about the goals, doesn't matter about the systems. You're not going to make that much progress and you're going to fall short of those goals that you set for yourself. So that's a bit of a big intro, a lot of stuff there, very, very fast. Let's get into how to make it possible, how to actually have a nice system that combines goals, systems and standards, and how to make this possible for you this year, how to triple your business. And I want to show you, the easiest way to do that I know of. So if you're ready to go, I'm going to jump in the computer, show you some formulas that I work with that I used last year to triple my own business and how realistic this can be if you focus on the right things. So let's get into it straight away. All right, guys, so here we are. This is the formula. Obviously right now, this doesn't mean much to you. So let me jump in straight away and explain it. What we're going to look at is how, if you can take three main metrics in your business, and I'll explain all of this in more detail in just a few seconds, but how if you can take three main metrics. So here I took prospecting, sales, and pricing. And if you can get just a 50% increase over a year in those three things separately, when it combines together, you have a massive increase in your results. So to show you this in action, let's just get into it. I'll show you these base figures and then how it plays out over 1 year and how it plays out over 2 years. So what this is here is just an example. It's somebody, let's say last year, and this is the numbers they're doing on average per month. So with prospecting, they're reaching out to 100 people on average, maybe through email, maybe through cold calling, maybe through LinkedIn messages, whatever it was. And they had a success rate of 10%. They're able to turn this 100 people who never heard of them before into 10 interested people who were going to jump on a sales call or a proper conversation and talk about the possibility of getting a website. So pretty simple there. 100 people prospecting, 10% success rate, 10 people interested in a sales conversation. Okay, so next up we have sales. So those 10 people from prospecting, we now get them on the phone or we have a conversation in person. We do our best to sell to them. It's a 10% success rate, with this example figures here. So that ends up with one sale. So out of the 10 people, 10% success rate, there's one sale. So pretty simple here with the maths. I'll run through the rest of it pretty fast. Then with pricing, one sale made, the average price that this person sells at is $1,000. So one sale a month at $1,000 is $1,000. And then over a year multiplied by 12 months, it's an average income of $12,000 for the year. So not amazing figures. Maybe this would be the average of somebody who started off just a few months ago selling web design, and they haven't yet got that good at prospecting or that good at sales. But these are the base figures, and there's nothing wrong with these figures. I'm just saying that this is where somebody could be. And now we're going to look at how they could triple their business in this year, in 2021. Doesn't matter if you're at this level or if you're less or more, the same method still applies. So whatever level you're at right now, just stick with me and you'll see how to use this on your own business. Okay, so to put this in action, what we do is we take these figures, drop them over here, and this is how this formula works. So what you're going to do, and this is the whole logic behind it, is you focus on three main metrics with your business. So again, with this example, I've focused on prospecting, on sales, on pricing. It's got to be something related to the front end of your business, how you get business, what price you sell at, how many customers you get in front of, how many sales conversations. So those most important metrics, I'll get back into that again at the end here. But once you have three of them, all you're trying to do is increase those three metrics by 50% over the year. Or if you're like super ambitious, maybe over 9 months or over 6 months. So let's take these figures again and say in 2021, this person is still reaching out to 100 people a month. So they're not doing more work necessarily. They're just getting better at the work they're already doing. So they're reaching out to the same 100 people, but they've improved their success rate with prospecting from 10% to 15%. So maybe they studied copywriting, they watched some of my videos on email strategy. They've now increased, in a certain period of time, their success rate from 10 to 15%. Now with sales, they do the same thing. So their success rate used to be 10%. They read some book on selling, they take a program on selling. Again, they watch some more of my videos. I'm promoting a little here, but they boost this up from 10 to 15%. Now, these aren't huge increases, especially if you're new to selling, if you've only been doing it 1 or 2 years or you just started. These are like very achievable figures in a short amount of time. If you really study sales, get to know what it is. If you study copywriting, good strategy behind your business, good sales strategy, good prospecting strategy, you can see these sort of increases for sure. So with pricing, same thing again. We're going to look, okay, their average price was $1,000. So we're going to put this in as $1,500. And now look at the difference in results. So they used to have $1,000 a month. Now they have $3,375 a month. And over a year, it's gone from $12,000 to $40,000. Now, $40,000 still isn't crazy money by any means, but what we're focusing on here is how just a few key metrics on the sales side of things, if you measure them and just get your base figures first, and then you focus on increasing each one by just 50%, it adds up very, very fast. So let's look at what would happen if they did this for just one more year. So let's jump it over here, drop it in, and just change up these figures again. So what I'll do this time, instead of increasing the success rate by 15%, I'm going to pretend here they hired a VA to help them with prospecting, someone $800 a month, and they taught the VA what they knew. So the VA is now, the same success rate, 15%. They show them, their strategy, their copywriting techniques, whatever it is, the email templates. And this VA is full-time throwing out these emails. So it's gone up by 50% there, 150 people they contact a month. And this person is going to focus more on the sales side of things. So same success rate, but they took another key metric and they improved it by 50%. So now they have 22.5 warm leads, people who are interested in knowing about web design, getting on a sales call or meeting in person per month. So with the sales, they put in some more work here and they boosted it from 15% success rate to 20%. I know that's actually less than 50%, but I just want to keep it a little bit even here. So that means they get 4.5 average sales per month, and their pricing, they go from 1,500 to, let's just say, 2,500. I know that's over 50%, but I just want to keep these figures round. And I mean, that's like a super realistic price. This would actually be way higher if you've been doing web design for 2 years. So let's look at what happens. They now get up to 11,250 a month, which is 135,000 per year. So within 2 years of starting using this method, they've gone from 12,000 a year to 135,000 a year. So this is the method I like to use. It's realistic because I think if you take 3 metrics a year, you really can make at least 50% increase in each of those metrics. If that's what you're focusing on, that's where you're putting your time and energy, those are the skills that you're trying to improve, that's totally possible. Also, keep in mind that this strategy is a long-term strategy. So, okay, the first year, a 3-time increase, depending on where you're starting, that might not be massive, but you add that up over 2, over 3, over 4 years, it quickly gets to a very, very large number. Just over 2 years, it's a 10 times increase. So I know there maybe is some people out there tell you, okay, 10x your business in the next 4 weeks. To me, that's a little unrealistic, but trying to multiply your business, 3 times, increase your business by 3 times within a year is very realistic using this method, focusing on those top metrics, taking 3 metrics, improving each by 50%. You do that for 1 year, then you focus on 3, maybe the same metrics, maybe different metrics the next year, do the same thing again. Now, in the space of 2 years, your business has increased by 10 times. Depending on where you are at right now, that might be a massive increase. If you're already making 10,000 a month right now, that is getting you to 100,000 a month within 2 years. Now, one more thing before we wrap this up, and if I miss anything, just let me know in the comments below if you have any questions about any of this. But I want to cover one thing that might be a question. You might look at this first year where they started, implementing this method and go, well, why didn't they just do more work and prospect to more people? They would have gotten even better results. That is correct, and you could do that. But I think before you start doing more work, you should first focus on just improving your skills. So it's tempting if you think that way, okay, I'll just do more work here, more work there, and I'll have better income. Sure, but you're not getting any smarter, you're not getting any more effective, you're not improving your skills. You're just throwing more work into the problem and hoping that that equals more pay. It can work for a little time. I mean, if you double your hours, okay, you're probably going to make some more money, but you can't keep doubling your hours. So that's not a smart strategy. It's not a long-term strategy. It's actually going to burn you out super fast. I always think it's better before you do that to just focus on your own skills first. Get your copywriting down, your prospecting, your strategy, your sales skills, your pricing skills, and then you can hire a team, you can hire VAs, and you can increase this number. I mean, you could hire, let's say, 2 VAs here, boost these numbers, and now you're looking at $250,000 a year. That's a smarter strategy because now you have real sales systems in place. You have a really strategy in place. You got good prospecting methods. You have, I'm sure with the business here, you're going to have a very effective business system to produce these websites. It's 7.5 websites a month. So that's a smarter way to do it. Don't start off here and just think, okay, I can't, learn how to get better at sales or better at prospecting. I better just do way more work, because on paper that, okay, gives you a big number, but in real life it doesn't, because you just burn out. After 1 or 2 weeks, you're totally fried. You're trying to manage all these different projects. You're trying to do all this different stuff. You don't even have the profit margins in the projects to hire people yet to help you. And you're just going to run out of steam and it's going to crash. So focus on your own skills first. And then if you wish, start hiring the team and start scaling the business. Okay, so that is it. That is my secret formula. Hopefully it doesn't seem too nerdish, but I love to do this. I love to break it down to the numbers, to the maths, have a formula, and just have these specific things to focus on. That's what I did last year. I made a ton of progress following that system last year. It's definitely what I'm going to follow this year as well, because, look at the bigger context here. There's a lot of crazy stuff going on right now, a lot of distractions out there. You could be getting caught up in all sorts of drama, all sorts of everything. But what I prefer to do, what I hope you're going to do as well, is just focus on what you can control, focus on the highest leverage things you can control, work on those things, make this sort of progress, what we just looked at, and see massive results at the end of the year. So let me know what you think in the comments down below. Let me know what other systems or resources you're using this year. If you like this content, please give it a like, share it, and follow the channel if you're not already. That's it for this video. Catch you next week. Thanks for watching.